What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video of me just sharing one of my life and personal experiences with you all. And today I'm going to speak to you all about embracing the target that you have on your back. So when it comes to having a target on your back, you got to understand some people just don't know how to play fair. They don't know how to go through life on their own. They don't know how to get it out the mud on their own. They either gotta have a cheat code, they gotta go through a loophole, or they gotta double team on you. They gotta add somebody else to their side just to beat you. Or they gotta double team on you. They gotta add somebody else to their side just to beat you. Or they gotta finish or, get a head start. There's always some way to, get ahead for some people when they feel like they're already defeated, when they feel like they have no chance at winning fair and square. And that's okay, because sometimes you gotta bend the rules, right? I guess sometimes you gotta bend certain things and do certain things in order to get ahead or be successful. But that's not the point. The point is you gotta embrace the times where you notice that the people that you're competing with or the people that is around you, they'll do almost anything to make sure that you don't beat them. For example, I was doing a quick workout, right? And the guys that I was working next to, it was cool. And it was, fun, but it wasn't until my ego left the door. My ego went out the way and I became really competitive. But I became competitive because the two guys that were working out beside me or that were working out with me, they were just as athletic. They were athletes. They had good speed on them. They had endurance. And, I'm not gonna lie, I could respect them as threats to me winning or threats to my time being beat, right? But I also understood that I was the one that had the target on their back. See, I understood that they were trying to focus on beating me. Now, these guys didn't team up together to beat me, but they did find another way to even the playing field. They evened the playing field by finishing before me or starting before me. So let's say a 100, 200, and 300 meter distance, right? So if I'm running, I run 300 meters, I try to get back inside or get to the gym before them. And then there's a 200 meter run. I try to beat them again. And then there's a 100 meter sprint. All right, now in between each run, we rest 30 seconds. But what I began to notice was I was being left. They were starting before I started. But that was kind of bothering me because I knew that I beat them back to the building, right? I beat them back to the end. I beat them to the end of the race. I beat them to the finish line most of the time. So that means my 30-second rest started before theirs, at least 5 or 7 seconds, right before theirs. But next thing I knew, they were leaving 3 to 4 seconds before me, right? So I was kind of confused. I was getting a little, bothered. Like, I was like, dang, man, like y'all just really gonna just leave early. Y'all just gonna act like y'all rest was up. This is a mandatory type of rest thing. So it was a fun type of thing to do, and it was a good challenge. But at the same time, at first I was really upset. I was annoyed. I was like, quietly, I was secretly upset because in my mind, I knew that I can still bounce back. Even if they got a head start, I would, run my hardest to catch up to them and pass them, or I would find a way to strategize a way to beat them over and over again. But it was just getting to the point where I felt like it was ridiculous. I felt like, dang, man, no matter how hard I run, I'm burning all this energy. And they still leaving a few, and I'm beating them, but they still finding a way to cheat me. I felt like I was being cheated. I felt like it was unfair. And that wasn't something I was going to cry about. That was just something I was going to adjust to, because we were still competing, right? There were rules, but the rules obviously didn't matter. And I didn't feel like breaking them, but they were breaking them, consistently. Long story short, I continued to come first in those runs for every interval. And every time they ran earlier than they were supposed to, or before me, when I came in first, I made sure I ran hard enough to catch up to them and overlap them or pass them to get back in first. And that's when I knew for sure that a target was on my back, because they were doing the same exact thing. They both were leaving too early. Those guys were leaving way too early before me, because it was just us. Anybody else that didn't run as fast as us, they were doing their own thing, and that was fine. But when it came to us guys, I knew that it was a target on my back, because I was the only one who didn't want to leave first. They had the same strategy in order to win, but I didn't have that strategy because I was already winning. You know what I mean? So I didn't need that strategy. I didn't need a loophole. I didn't need to, find another way to defeat the guy that was winning. All right. So that kind of bothered me at first. I became really competitive. It went from having fun to being really competitive. It went from me saying, yeah, no, anybody can finish at any time. I don't mind if I come in second or shout at the guy in front of me, to me saying, nah, I'm going to run harder in order to beat those guys, because I know how much they got. I know exactly how long it's going to take them to fatigue. I know once they, start off really quickly, they're going to burn out. But it was the very last run. It was the very last run. It was the 100-meter sprint. And that one got me hot, man. That made me so upset, because I knew what was going to happen. But for some reason, I convinced myself. I said, there's no way that they're going to leave a few seconds earlier now. Like, there's no way. This is too obvious. This is the last race. We're all going to go at the same time. Even though I finished before them, we're going to go at the same time, and we're going to really duke it out. We're going to really see who's going to win this sprint down and back. Silly me. That was not what happened. I was crazy to think that they were going to, play it fair at the very last run. So once again, they left early. I ran my absolute hardest to pass them going down. But I also noticed they slowed down a little bit earlier to turn around before me. So I took my last few steps to actually make it to where we were supposed to stop at, and I turned around. And next thing I know, one of the guys I beat, but the second guy, who's an avid soccer player, and he's like maybe 2 inches taller than me, he was gone. I still end up in second. I don't win this race. I don't end up winning, first place. The little trash talk was said to me as the person passed me, and that's when I knew it. I knew it for a fact. Like, from the beginning, I knew it, but as we continued to work out, I knew I had a target on my back, and I was really upset. I couldn't believe, I was just like, how they gonna do that? Like, how you just gonna, sneak that? How you gonna cheat me like that? Like, aren't you ran what you ran, go when you're supposed to go. But that's not how life's supposed to be. That's not how life is. That's not the reality of it. I soon embrace and I soon understand that same day, that if somebody wants to win, they're gonna do what they gotta do to win. They're not gonna have any mercy on you because they feel like you are skilled enough and they respect you enough to have to do those things. Now, I'm not saying it's the best thing. It's not right. Trust me, I was upset and I still don't like it. But I accepted it. I appreciated, the fact that they respected my athletic ability to have to do what they did in order to win or in order to compete. Because just like I had an ego to not let them beat me every race, like I wanted to come in first every single time, they had the egos of, I can't lose every single time to him. I gotta beat him at least once. I gotta beat him at least once or twice. I gotta at least start before him. I gotta at least have a good distance on him before he starts running. I can't just keep losing to him. I can't keep watching this guy pass me. So I understand, like, we have egos, as young men, we have egos, and even if it's a friendly fire, even if we don't have any real issues, we're really competing with one another. Embrace the target on your back. Embrace those who want to come for your spot, and use that type of competition. Use what you just realized about those competing with you as motivation to work even harder. Try to be so far ahead that they can't even keep up with you, that they can't catch you. Even if they found a loophole, even if they found some dirt, even if they found or seen that you were tired or you're fatigued, find a way to not rest. You know what I mean? Find a way to stay above it. Rise above all of that. Rise above your ego, rise above the frustration, and just say, you know what? I got y'all. I'm going to keep winning. I'm going to keep finding a way to keep improving. And that's the thing. Embrace that target on your back. Embrace that you got a bullseye on your head. Embrace it. Keep working hard. Whatever you're doing, keep working hard. Embrace that target on your back. Don't even let nobody think that, because, they found this loophole, they found this way to get you, that you just give in and get upset. Don't get upset. Even if you are upset, use that frustration to be better. Make it hard for them to beat you so that they have to find a way to creep and find a little loophole, find a little cheating mechanism or cheating method to get ahead or match what you're doing. Trust me, it feels great. When I finally put it into perspective, it felt great, and I respected that they made me push myself. They made me push myself, and that's what I wanted anyways. I didn't want it to work out to be too easy. The way they did it, I didn't really respect, but that's not my business. Because even though I didn't like that, they still respected me enough to do what they had to do in order to win. Because I was winning everything. Every single time we ran, I was gone. I was a threat. And that's what I want to keep. That's what I want to maintain. So embrace that target on your back. Those coming for you work even harder than those coming for you. Make sure they have no choice but to find a way to cheat or find a loophole. Trust me, embrace that target. It's going to be worth it. Think about it differently, find a new perspective, and let that frustration be the motivation. Nod your head like, yeah, I got y'all. I'm going to keep working hard, and I'm not going nowhere. So, that's the advice that I got for you all today, man. I hope y'all took that in, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think whenever you see this. And I'm out, man. I'll catch y'all. I'll be easy.